Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Saturday. Welcome back to yet another weekly home fragrance roundup. This is the video that goes up most Saturdays here on my channel where I just kind of chit chat about all of the home fragrance that I was using around the house over the course of the past week. I do all of this alongside my trusty assistant Alf, who is already in my lap. This is Alf. He's a dog. He's my loyal little black pug, and he just likes to chill in my lap while I film, and he's cute, so I let him do it. But that means that you're probably hearing some maybe weird noises in the background. Those are just his sweet little snores. So feel free to enjoy that pug ASMR. Anyway, love sharing what I burn and melt each week. So we are going to be talking about all of the candles, all of the wax melts. I'm finally back to lamping, and also what I was crocking. Per usual, check out the description box. Lots of links down there if you don't know what a crock or a lamp is when it comes to the home fragrance world. Check out my candle lamp and candle crock 101 video. That is always linked down below, as well as some other candle related content that might be interesting to you. I will link where you can purchase any of the items that I'm showing. There's discount codes down there. I mention the sales for the candle companies that I tend to frequent as well for the current weekend. So feel free to check that out if you are interested. But anyway, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started with what is currently burning and going in my crocks and my lamps. So we're gonna do a little tour of that, and we'll meet back here and we will talk about everything else that I was burning and melting this week. So let's get into it. Burning behind me while I am filming today is the Voluspa. I hope I don't mess this up. Is it Panjour lychee? Panjour lychee? I know I'm messing that up. You can judge me. I'm used to it. Anyway, this is a fragrance that I was really super excited about, and I don't dislike it, but it turns out it's not my favorite lychee, and I normally love pretty much any lychee fragrance, but there's something about this one that makes it maybe a little bit less sweet. I'm definitely going to be doing an in-depth review of it. I'm obviously not quite to the halfway point here, so I'm still going to burn it like 2 or 3 more times. But I will give you guys an in-depth review, and we'll talk a little bit more about the fragrance notes. But yeah, it's just a little like not sweet enough for me. That's the worst grammar, but I feel like you get what I'm trying to say here. So I don't dislike it, but I also don't love it as much as I thought I would. So we'll discuss more when I review this one in depth. Let's move on to the kitchen. On the kitchen island is Country Candle Blueberry Milkshake. Now, this one is another one of the fragrances that was part of the limited edition Country Candle Summer Collection that was released about, what was it, like a month or so ago now. And I'm not quite at the halfway point with this one, but so far so good. I'm having a really great experience with the 3 fragrances that I purchased. I ended up going with all of the more fruity options, and no regrets there at all. You can see that those wicks are nice and tall, but they're not smoky. They're not discoloring the wax. They're just really good performing wicks. So I think that Kringle might be onto something with these particular wicks for the Country Candle line. These are definitely getting 2 thumbs up from me, and I'm very pleased with how these are performing. So if you've been curious about these, even though I only have one of the reviews up so far, I can tell you that the experience across all 3 of them has been pretty much the same performance-wise. So depending on whether you are drawn to the fragrance notes or not, I can tell you that the performance is good. So if you like the notes, I'd say go for it. I like it. I would repurchase this. Welcome to my office where I am currently lamping HomeWorx Christmas cupcake from a few years ago. This is the last Christmas cupcake. I bought so many of these duos and oh man, I never thought I was going to get through them. Now, these last few that I had in my collection, I have been using underneath the lamp. They perform incredibly well underneath the candle lamp. I do have lamps that work really well listed in my description box. So if you're in the market for one, check out the links that I have down there. But yeah, this one here is such a great, even though it's called Christmas Cupcake, it's just a really nice like vanilla buttercream, like really rich vanilla buttercream type fragrance. So it's great for year-round use. And it performs, like I said, insanely well underneath the candle lamp. So yeah, but this is finally the last one. It has taken me forever to get through all of these, but it feels really nice to have finished them. And actually, I think Harry should bring this one back. It is delightful and very rich and decadent. And yeah, it's worth repackaging this one for sure. So that's what I have going in my office. Welcome to my laundry room where we will find candle crock number 1. This is, what do I have in here? Oh, it's my troublemaker. Okay, this is my berry waffle cone. You probably can't tell that that's the purple jar in there. Listen, I don't know what happened to her this morning, but I was burning this and it just kept extinguishing itself. Now, I have had this issue with 2 of these candles now. I'm actually wondering if maybe I just kept them for too long before committing to burning them. I was hoarding these candles. This was the very first release of the berry waffle cone, and fragrance-wise and normally performance-wise, it is the best, even with all of the re-releases that they've done thus far. But this one just kept extinguishing itself. So ultimately I decided to pop it into this crock, and it is filling this laundry room. It's spilling outside of the laundry room. So it still has lots of fragrance oils in that regard, but it just wasn't staying lit. So let this be a lesson to, you know, burn your candles. Don't keep them for, how long, how old was this one? I think I bought this in 2017 and it is 2024. So I don't know. Most candles, I will say, last for years and years before you start to potentially deal with, you know, the fragrance oils kind of, you know, weakening or dissipating a little bit, or maybe the wicks just not being the best anymore, as is the case with this one, because I've never had wick issues with this particular fragrance. And I bought probably 30 of these. So yeah, don't hang on to your candles too long. Enjoy them. Join me on the journey of using things up, because there really is no point in saving things for a special occasion. Every day is a special occasion, people. So use the good stuff. All right, let's head upstairs. Okay, we're gonna end it here today because I just turned off the candle crock in the back bedroom of the house this morning. The Reserve Merlot finally reached the end of its life back there. So anyway, that's what was happening in there earlier this week. But this one here, still going strong. This is my Fairy Sploss from the Kringle Fantasy Collection. This is the very last one, and it performs insanely well in a candle crock. So also it burned like $1 million too, but in an effort to again whittle down my candle collection, I am melting a lot of my candles these days. It just kind of helps me get through things a little bit faster. But this one here has been going now for, I think this might be the 3rd week. It's definitely waning now in terms of how strong it is, but I'm still getting something out of it, so I'm still gonna give it another few days probably, but I'm sure by next weekend we will have something new in here. I don't believe this fragrance is available anymore, but if Kringle ever re-releases the Fantasy Collection, you gotta check out the Fairy Sploss. It's a very sweet, not necessarily candied scent, but it's just really beautiful and unique. And yeah, just a great bedroom scent. Like it's just a nice background type of fragrance. Really pleasant, very enjoyable. Doesn't smell like cleaning products. It doesn't smell too perfumey, but it is sweet at the same time. It's just a really interesting fragrance. So if it ever comes back, you got to check it out for sure. So let's head back downstairs and get back into what I was burning and melting this week. Okay, so I actually just finished filming the last part of my video. I kind of do things out of order here. Not that that matters, doesn't matter. Anyway, I forgot to mention that I've also been burning the Sniff Creme Couture 4-wick candle this week that I recently purchased. Ooh, you guys, this is such a rock star candle. First of all, the fragrance is absolutely to die for. I am so tempted to review this one now because it's just performing so well. But also, I really do like to get a little bit further down before I do that formally. So it's still probably going to be about another week or so before you see the review of this one. But I am telling you right now, if you are at all interested in this fragrance, you know, you don't obviously have to commit to the 4-wick like I did, but it smells so delicious. I just cannot say enough good things about this one. It's a very gourmand fragrance, and the closest comparison that I have to this one would probably be Jelly Donut from Kringle. So if you are a Jelly Donut fan, you're gonna be a Creme Couture fan. And this is a very, very slow burning candle. So you'll get your money's worth out of this one, I feel like. So it does come with a lid, by the way. So it's kind of a nice, you know, just basic plastic lid, but it definitely, you know, keeps the dust off and protects the candle when not in use. It's stunning, isn't it? It just makes my heart happy. Anyway, let's move on. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that little tour of what's currently happening around the house here. Smells like $1 million if I do say so myself. Anyway, let's get started with the candles that I managed to finish this week. I finished 3, which I'm pretty proud of that. All 3 of these already have in-depth reviews here on my channel, so you can definitely check those out. I like to film post-burn reviews when I am about a third to a half way through a candle, and then in these weekly home fragrance roundup, as well as my monthly empties videos, I like to share the more like final finished reviews. So it just kind of gives me a chance to complete the old review circle, if you will. So let's get started with this one right here, which is such a great scent. I actually purchased 2 of these, and if you guys are following me for a little while now, you know that I'm really trying hard not to buy backups of candles until I get a little bit further into whittling down my candle stash, but I could not help it with this one, so I purchased 2. This is the Cherry Blossom Soju, and this is the second one, so it's already gone. This particular fragrance smells very, very similar to my nose to the Sol de Janeiro Cheirosa 62 scent. If you're not familiar, that is the Boom Boom Cream fragrance from Sol de Janeiro. I have loved that ever since it was released. I remember buying my first tub of it at Sephora many, many years ago, and I have been repurchasing the body spray. I even have the perfume for years. It is such a great fragrance. Now the notes on this one, they are nothing like the Sol de Janeiro Cheirosa 62 fragrance. The notes on that lean a little bit more gourmand sounding. There is pistachio, caramel. It's just a really unique fragrance that honestly smells exactly like this, but these notes read bright cherry blossom, jasmine, and splash of soju. So I'm not sure I'm not sure what magic sorcery they used here to make this smell exactly like the Boom Boom Cream scent, but they did it, and I love this. I actually bought 2 of these, and that is something that I am not currently doing, just because I'm trying so hard to whittle down my candle collection, but I could not help myself when it comes to this one. It was too good. So anyway, very glad to have finished that. I will say this one burned like $1 million. Look at how clean that is. like perfect, right? The wick clips did their job and extinguished the candle when it reached the clips down there. There is still probably a pretty decent, I don't know, maybe like a 1/4 inch of wax in here. Maybe, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one onto maybe one of my like hot plate warmers just to get a little bit more fragrance out of it. It's just such a good scent, you guys. And I think this was at a pretty good price point during the recent SAS sale. I'm really proud of myself, you guys. I avoided the Bath & Body Works SAS sale once again, and even though they have some amazing deals this year, like the last time that I checked, some of the candles were down to like $8.50, and then I know they had sent out a 20% off coupon. I had one of those, but I refrained. I stopped myself, and I'm pretty proud of myself, to be totally honest. I am well on my way to being a reformed candle hoarder. Who knows? I could probably go back to it at any point in time, but for right now, I am feeling quite reformed and it feels nice. So, okay, another candle that I finished is the Boats Candle Co. Ocean Waters. I just recently filmed a review of this, and you guys, this one burned really well the whole way down. I really enjoyed this particular scent. I will say these are wood wick candles, but they are only 1 wick candles. So these are quite small. And here's the thing. I think these types of candles of this size are great in a smaller room or a more enclosed space, maybe like a bathroom or a bedroom type situation. But in an open concept style like I have here, I don't really get much out of these. Also, I did receive these Boats Candle Co. candles as PR, but I'm always going to be upfront with you guys about the performance. So I think as long as you are going into purchasing these with the understanding that these are probably going to be better for smaller spaces, she makes amazing fragrances. This is a small business. She sent me a few of her fragrances to be able to test out and share my thoughts with you. I am so appreciative of that. And I really think she has some unique fragrances. The owner, Marina, was also kind enough to give me a 15% off discount code that I could pass along to you. It's not an affiliate discount code, so I don't get anything if you decide to use that. It's just a discount for you if you are interested in trying her candles. So definitely check out Marina's website. I will, of course, have it listed down below. But that's the first one I finished. And what's great about these is that these are actually whiskey glasses. So I'm going to be cleaning all of these out and putting them into our like butler's pantry area where we keep all of our like fancy lady glasses, because Craig does like whiskey. He doesn't drink a ton of it, but he does have a pretty extensive collection. I feel like Craig's friends are constantly just gifting him whiskey, and he's like, well, I don't drink that much. So we have a lot of it, and but we don't actually own any whiskey glasses. So I'm excited to actually have some for him to be able to use when he is enjoying, you know, that whiskey that he is constantly being gifted. So yeah, that's the first one. I'm going to clean it out and, you know, like I said, put it with the other fancy lady glasses. Okay, this here is Kringle Sweet Cream. Now this one I actually ended up putting into a candle crock for the last a little bit of its life here. I also reused the wax for one of my fire starters that I make for our outside patio area. We have a wood burning fireplace out there, and I like to reuse my wax to make fire starters for our fireplace there, and this soy wax certainly works great for that. You guys know how I feel about sweet cream. I really wish, my greatest wish is that Kringle would get a little bit better or faster in terms of restocking their candles. There are so many people that want to buy this sweet cream, but they just can't get their hands on it. And I really do think that if Kringle were to improve that, it would just make a lot more people a lot more happy. I know there's some annoyance around that, and so I totally get it. Listen, anytime that like something like this is restocked, I am definitely the person that will pick up, you know, like another 1 or 2 myself, because I love the fragrance so much. And I know that so many of you who have not had a chance to try it would also really love it, especially if you like those kind of sweet, fruity gourmands for the summertime. So hopefully they're able to restock that soon, but I don't have any word on that. So anyway, those are the 3 that I finished this week. And now let's talk about some of these other candles. Okay, this one here. I only burned it once this week, but I am nursing this particular HomeWorx candle like it is my full-time job. This is guava, hold on, golden guava, there we go. This is golden guava. This one here is from 2018. This has not been repackaged, I think, since 2018. If it would have been repackaged, I would have bought more of it. So I know it hasn't. This is such an amazing fragrance. This is my last one. I bought multiple sets of 2 of this one from QVC when it was available, and Harry needs to bring this back. I don't know why he's not bringing this one back. He needs to. She is potent. She is fruity, she is authentic, she is everything I want in a summer candle. Man, this sucker smells good. Also, it's performing like a champ. These older candles from HomeWorx really, there is a definite difference in terms of performance from obviously the earlier days of HomeWorx to what we have now. The strength and throw, I don't think is atrocious. I'm not one of those people that gets like nothing from HomeWorx candles. Occasionally there is definitely a scent where I'm just like, oh, I'm not getting much from this. But the vast majority of my HomeWorx candles are performing at a medium strength and throw. And since I'm usually doing multiple candles at a time, that is still adequate for me. But do I wish that we got back to this strength and throw where we had more of like an 8 or a 9 as the norm versus like a 6 or a 7? Yes, absolutely. I would love that. And you know, so far, not quite yet, but I don't know. I'm always hopeful for HomeWorx. This is just one of my favorite brands, and it honestly has been since it was released on QVC back in 2017. I really do have the opinion that when it comes to gourmands, HomeWorx, and even fruity scents, I will give it to them for the fruity scents as well. HomeWorx has some of the very best options, and yeah, so anyway, I love that one, and I really want to see it come back. Now, this is a newer HomeWorx candle that was recently sent to me in PR. If you are new here, I am an ambassador for HomeWorx. And from time to time, they do send us a candle here and there where, you know, we can share our thoughts with you. This is one of the ones that they sent to me recently. This is the Espresso Martini. I was kind of curious about this one because I do usually love the coffee scents that Harry creates as well. But I was kind of nervous about the boozy note in this one. Now, I've only burned it once so far. But I will tell you, it's a really nice coffee scent, and I don't get much in the way of booziness from this one. Now, I could hit like a boozy layer potentially, so again, I like to burn these at least to about the halfway point before reviewing them, so it'll probably still be another week or so before you see a review of this one, but it is coming, I promise. So the notes on this one are freshly brewed Italian espresso, cafe au lait liqueur, rum, and whipped vanilla froth. So far, I'm definitely getting the espresso note. It has a creaminess to it, so that whipped vanilla froth, very much present in here. But as far as the cafe au lait liqueur and the rum, it's not crazy boozy. In fact, I would not, if those notes weren't listed, I don't think I would smell them. But it does smell different from a couple of the other coffee candles that I've had from HomeWorx in the past. So far, I actually really like this one, and it's giving me a decent performance. So review coming of this one shortly. Let's see here. Ooh, okay. Currently, I am just in Voluspa heaven with these fragrances that I picked up. And one of the ones that I think is surprising me the most in terms of how much I'm loving it is the coconut papaya. Ooh, you guys, this one is so good. Also, I kind of like that this one is a different shape in terms of their 3-wick tins. Most of them are round. This obviously is not. So I've been burning this one this week. You guys. Okay, this one definitely leans a lot more papaya than it does coconut. I was hoping for a little more coconut and maybe touch of papaya, but you know what? Totally good with the way that this is coming across because it's so delicious. She's a real contender for at least a luxe size. So the reason that I picked up a bunch of these Voluspa 3-wick tins is to test out the fragrances and to get as close as possible to the experience of their 3-wick luxe candles. Now, I do think that the 3-wicks luxe candles are a little bit stronger in terms of strength and throw, but this is giving me a very good idea of what I would get from the luxe size, if that makes sense. I also maybe wouldn't even mind having this one in the hearth size. It is that good. That papaya is so sweet and it's so authentic. It smells like you just chopped open a papaya and you just started digging in. It's so good. The hint of coconut that's in here is lovely. It does come across as maybe more of like a coconut milk, that rather than like the coconut meat, but delicious, delightful. Also, I'm really bummed out. I don't know what the heck happened to my, I got a little tiny sample tin of their California Summers fragrance and it's gone. I don't know where it went. I have no idea. I had it sitting in the downstairs powder room because I was going to test it out in there. It was like a really small little sample tin, but I loved the scent on cold. And I don't know if it accidentally got knocked into like the garbage can that's right next to where it was sitting. And then, you know, I maybe like took the garbage out or something. That's probably likely what happened. But anyway, bummer. But I do think that I might go ahead and order that in the luxe size. It's so good. Even on cold sniff from never having lit it up, it spoke to me. Go check out the notes for that one. It is beautiful. I was kind of worried because that one has a, what's the note that was making me nervous? It was a woody note. Was it mahogany or teak wood? It was something that normally I don't really gravitate towards, and so that's why I didn't even pick it up in the 3-wick tin originally. When they said that they would toss it in as a free sample as I was checking out, I was like, okay, great. Like, I can totally experience the scent without committing to it financially at all, if you will. But then I lost it. Of course I did. Anyway, still might get the... I at least need to get the 3-wick tin. It's so good, you guys. So speaking of amazing coconut scents, listen, if you're still in the market for some summer fragrances from Kringle Candle, if you have not tried Sea Breeze and you are in your coconut era like I am, get the Sea Breeze. First of all, this is an incredible performer in terms of strength and throw. Easy 8. Easy 8 in terms of strength and throw on this one for me. This fills the whole back of the house. It travels to the front. It's to the point where I kind of need to be careful about what I burn alongside this, but I made a really great choice and burned it alongside the coconut papaya the other day. This was a heavenly combo. You should try both of these together if you happen to have them. But this is that very beachy, salty, ocean air type of coconut scent. It doesn't necessarily smell like an edible coconut. It's more of, I would say, like a suntan lotion, but heavenly. Heavenly. I purchased 2 of these for this summer, and you bet your butt that I'm going to go through both of them because they're so good. Kringle is not allowed to discontinue this. If Mick axes this one, we're going to have words because that is delightful. By the way, I'm looking at it right now. I have the my PR samples for the fall that's coming out for both Country Candle and the Kringle candle line. Kringle was kind enough to send them to me for consideration. So tomorrow morning I am going to film my review, like my first impressions review of those new fragrances for fall. So that video will be up on Sunday. So if you're curious, I promise I am gonna get that first impressions out as soon as possible. Now it is gonna take me a little while to start burning them and then filming the reviews. So I'm not gonna have reviews ready for you guys probably at least for like a couple of weeks. I really do like burning the candles, like I said, at least a third to a halfway through prior to filming anything, just because there is stuff that can go wrong, right? And Country Candle is still kind of famous right now for having some wonky wicks. Although I will say these limited edition summer collections that I purchased, the wicks on these, they changed the wicks. They are so much better now. So if these are the same wicks that are in those fall candles, I think we might be good. We'll see. Obviously, I'm gonna test them. I'm always upfront with you guys. I don't want you to buy stuff that, you know, you're not gonna end up liking. That doesn't help you. It doesn't help me. And yeah, I want to be upfront with you. So anyway, these are performing so good. I filmed my review of the summer cooler. I think this went up at some point this week. Listen, if you are looking for a really juicy, summery blue raspberry, definitely check out this summer cooler. It is delicious and great experience. The one that I still need to review for you besides the blueberry one in the kitchen is the juicy peach. I love this peach. Let's see, who was asking me about how this compared to the Patanga peach? Was it Riley? I think it might have been Riley. Anyway, so the Patanga peach is probably a little bit more candied. If you're not familiar, Patanga peach was also from Kringle. It's in their 3-wick candle collection. It's amazing. Would absolutely recommend checking it out. A couple of those candles from that collection, I was so hopeful about the passion fruit one. Would not recommend. I was also really hopeful for the, what was the other one? Oh, the raspberry. Oh, that raspberry, that smelled really off to me. But I have found an amazing raspberry for us. So, but we'll talk about that once we get to the Scentsy stuff. Anyway, my squirrel brain needs to slow down. So let's bring it back down here. This peach is more of an authentic, like summertime peach, like a real ripe, juicy peach. Reminds me a little bit more of farm stand peach from HomeWorx than it does of Patanga peach from Kringle. So I'll have an in-depth review of this one for you early next week, I promise. I'll probably just do the blueberry and this one on the same day. Okay, let's talk about another Velispa candle that I also reviewed this week. This is the Italian Bellini. Speaking of peach scents, listen, it's summertime and I love me some peaches, so I go ham on peach during the summer. This is the only one that is causing me a little bit of a burn issue, although I will say, as the candle is getting further down, in fact, I think I only have one more burn left and this one's gonna be done. It did actually correct itself. I did not have to scoop that little section of wax that never really fully melted. In the review, I show you this, but do you see how there's a little lip over here? Look how much that has gone down just on its own. Like I didn't touch it at all. So I just kind of let it continue to go and it corrected itself. So I would say if you have one of these tins that is starting to tunnel on you, just keep burning it a little bit longer and it does eventually correct itself. I think that this tin that they have definitely helps to retain that heat and it does help to melt this coconut wax really beautifully. So yeah. One of the wicks, however, was giving me a little bit of trouble. I tried to nip off a little bit of a, where is it? This one right here. You can kind of see it's a little bit different from the other wicks here. It's a little stubbier. I tried to pick off just a little bit of a mushroom top that had formed and I chopped the already pretty short wick in half and I was like, of course, of course I did that. But again, it corrected itself and it just kept going. So one more burn and this bad boy is going in my empties, and she is a contender for one of the luxe sizes for sure. I don't think I would get this one in the hearth, like 5-wick size, but luxe size, I'm tempted. Oh my gosh, I just wish these weren't quite so spendy. That's the only thing. Now, Voluspa is sold at a few different retailers. I purchased from their website because they had all of the 3-wick tins that I wanted in terms of the fragrances. Whereas with some of the other, you know, companies like Sephora carries some Voluspa, they don't have a lot of these tins available in the sense that I wanted. So I just thought it was better to order from Voluspa directly. But I actually did see that there are a couple of retailers where there are Voluspa candles right now that are like 20% off. So anyway, so good. Voluspa, I think, is definitely, they're great. Yes, they're more expensive, but their vessels are stunning. The formulations are really beautiful. And as long as you are buying their larger formats, the strength and throw is fabulous. Their 1-wick candles, would not recommend. Didn't really get much from those, but these 3-wick tins, the luxe, the hearth, go for it. No regrets. No regrets, if you will. All right, you guys, let us discuss this. What is this? These are my Scentsy. So what was I melting this week? Let's go through them. Cake Me to Paradise. I think there's 2, potentially 3 in here. Nope, just 2. Okay. Cake Me to Paradise. So good. Now, I don't get a gourmand like cake or cookie note from this at all, so the name's a little bit deceiving. This is mostly just fruity, intensely sweet, fruity, tropical fruity. I feel like there's some passion fruit in here. I smell a little bit of, hold on, I have it, Camu Camu. No, it's not Camu Camu. What am I thinking of? No, it's not that. This is probably more of like a papaya guava type of tropical situation than it is Camu Camu berries, but there's also like a little bit of passion fruit in here to my nose. It is so good. It's an amazing performer. I actually have it going in a few of my warmers right now. I already put it in my club, and I just placed my order earlier this past week for the Bring Back My Bar, and popped even more of these into that order since I was already paying $10 for shipping. So I just needed a few more for the remainder of the summer. Also, my club is coming this month too, so I'm gonna be doing a little bit of Scentsy hauling coming here soon. So this next club order that's coming my way, I will definitely share that with you so that you can see what I currently actually have in my club. It changes periodically, but for the most part, it kind of stays the same. All right, other fragrances, a Berry Bright. If you like, again, that like blue raspberry type fragrance, you have to get Berry Bright. This is so good. Now, this is another one where I'm really tempted to add it to my club, but it seems to come back fairly consistently. Famous last words. Lisa's always telling me, listen, if you like this stuff, just put it in your club, and then when it comes back, when it, you know, like inevitably hopefully comes back out again, you can take it out of your club for that season. But yeah, I don't know. I really try hard to keep my club at around 15 bars or less. And I'm certainly not willing to edit down the happy birthday portion of my Scentsy club. I have 7 bars of happy birthday in there, and I'm not willing to let any of them go. So, and I think I'm right around 15 bars right now. So I can't put this one in there right now, but like I said, it usually comes back. It's a great performer. Obviously some Camu Camu, which is another staple for me from Scentsy every single summer. This one does return every year, so the Camu Camu berries and then that passion fruit that's in here, it's just fabulous. I don't get cat pee from this one. A lot of people have mentioned that when they melt this one, it smells like cat pee to them. That's not my opinion. But anyway, all right, what else do we have here? Jam and Jubilee. Listen, this is one where I popped a full 6-pack into this order that's coming with the Bring Back My Bars. And then I did another 6-pack that was half Jam and Jubilee and then half, I just had it, Cake Me to Paradise. So have you smelled this? This was the scent of the month last month, I believe. Jam and Jubilee is mostly raspberry with just a touch of strawberry. I love raspberry, and I have had a little bit of a hard time finding great raspberry fragrances this year. Now, the raspberry rosé, or was it frosé? I think it was raspberry rosé from Bath & Body Works. That was amazing, but I didn't buy any backups of it. And then when Scentsy came out with this, I was like, yes, heck yeah. I put it in my club. So this now has a spot amongst the 1 of 15 that are in my club. It's so good. I've got this going around the house today, and yeah, I don't want to be without it. It's really good. Now, in the downstairs powder room, I have been using Twitter Padded or Twitter Pated. Man, I'm not a Disney person, so I think it's Twitter Padded. Now, this is a very fresh scent. I would never, it kind of almost smells like a bathroom cleaner to me, which makes it perfect for a bathroom, obviously, but I would never melt this in any other part of the house. I don't think that I would repurchase this one. I don't even know if I have the option to. They may have discontinued this, but yeah, it's nice. It was a great one to experience, but again, I don't think for me, this is the type of fragrance that I normally gravitate towards. The fresh scent that is kind of my favorite from Scentsy would probably be, what's it called? Aloe Water and Cucumber. You need to try that. And then the very last one that I want to mention before I get cut off by my camera here is the Boats Candle Co. Three Sisters. This one's really lovely, you guys. This is a really, it's an interesting, fresh, fruity scent. I really like this one. So she does offer wax melts as well if you are interested. Anyway, you guys, before my camera cuts me off, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Subscribe if you're new. Give this video a thumbs up. Stay tuned for the Kringle Candle Fall 2024 first sniffs tomorrow. So that'll be, I'm so excited to sniff through those. I have not smelled any of them, and it's killing me to not stick my nose in there, but I want them to be true first sniff impressions. And then, like I said, we'll do post-burn reviews. Alf and I appreciate you so much, and we will see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.